everybody, and welcome to Guiding Your Munchkins. Today we're going to be talking about bedtime and sleep and naps and all those wonderful things. How many of you guys love bedtime? We all love it when our kids get to sleep. Naps, bedtimes, all of it can be challenging and exhausting for you and your kids. So what do you do when your kid hates sleep? Today I want to share with you what you can do when you are ready to pull your hair out from frustration over sleep. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how to establish good sleeping habits. The first thing you need to do is to be consistent. Hi, buddy. Shh. Go play with your diggers, please. Do the same thing every night, even when your kids are adjusting to new sleep schedules or if they are going through a sleep regression. As you're adjusting to a new sleep schedule, remain consistent on your routine and it will help you both get through that. My second tip on establishing good sleeping habits is don't force your kids to sleep. It's not going to work. That sleep is something that you can't control. You cannot make your kids sleep. And if you try to force them to sleep, it's going to end up in a power struggle and you're both going to end up angry. You're going to both end it angry because of it. So if you find yourself that you're starting to get into a power struggle and you're trying to force them to sleep, walk away if you need to. Remain calm, but don't try to escalate the situation. If you need to walk away for a few minutes and calm down and then come back, but either way, the power to sleep is in their hands and they know it because you cannot make them fall asleep. The third tip is to help them calm down. There are times that kids, they are just, or even adults, do you have those times when you are just thinking about so many different things that you are having a hard time calming down? Maybe you just did something really exciting and it's hard for you to fall asleep. Kids have the same issues. So help them learn how to calm down. At first you're really going to have to walk them through it. We have two little helpers today as we film. Help them calm down as they're learning how to settle down their mind. Walk them through the process. Rub their back, hold their hand, rock them. My only word of advice is to be cautious as you do those things. Don't get in the habit of doing those things until your kids fall asleep, because otherwise that's the only way that they are going to fall asleep. And for my own personal experience of rocking my little boy to sleep, it was horrible. There would be times that it would take us an hour because he just wanted to be held, and every time I went to go put him down, he would wake up. And so if you're going to rock them or hold their hand or rub their back, stop doing it as soon as they are getting to that drowsy point, but they're not quite asleep yet. That way that they will actually go to sleep on their own. You are just helping to calm their mind and get it to shut off a little bit. The fourth tip is to invest in a sound machine. Sound machines are lifesavers because they drown out the noise from whatever's going on outside of the room. A lot of kids, they hear something else going on and they want to know, hey, I want to be a part of that too. So if you get a sound machine, you as the parent don't have to keep quiet as your kids are sleeping. You can go and do chores, you can watch a movie, you can have people over, you can talk. You don't have to sit there and not move an inch or anything. You don't have to be silent if you have that sound machine and your kids are used to falling asleep to that. The fifth and final tip for establishing good sleeping habits is to go to bed early. In our day, it's hard to do all of this. There are so many things going on that are catching our time and making it difficult for us to get to ourselves and our kids down early enough. A lot of kids and adults aren't getting enough sleep, and we all know as parents that just because your kid stays up later does not mean that they are going to sleep in. In fact, they're going to wake up either earlier than they usually do or at their regular time. And you are going to be exhausted, they're going to still be tired, but they will be ready to be up and going for the day. So get to bed early and make that sleep a priority. What do you do when your munchkin doesn't want to sleep and you've established a good routine and it's not working? So I want to share with you 5 things that you can do to help get them back into that routine. The first thing that you need to do is figure out the root of the problem. What's really going on? Is your child not going to sleep because they are needing more one-on-one time with you? Did they not get enough time with you that day? Are they hot, or are they too cold? Are they hungry or thirsty? Are they overstimulated? Or can they not settle down their mind? There's too much going on beforehand. Figure out what is really causing all of this before you can fix any of it. Once you figure that out, make those needed adjustments. Maybe you spend 5 to 15 minutes before bedtime with that child just doing an activity of their choice, something that it's just you and them doing, so they get that connection with you that they might be missing during the day. Give them, if they're hungry, go give them a light snack of like a few crackers or a yogurt or a string cheese or some fruit or something, just something light to fill up their tummy so that they're not waking up and wanting to come out more. Maybe you need to have dinner a little bit earlier, get a sound machine. There could be all sorts of different things, but figure out what's really going on. The second thing to do when your routine's not working anymore is to evaluate what is happening before bedtime. Are you rushing home from this big crazy party and you're immediately trying to get your kids down? If so, that's not going to work. You know, they are still excited from that party, but it's going to have a hard time getting them back down. Or maybe they need to stop taking naps. Maybe they've reached that point where a 2-hour or an hour-and-a-half nap every day is making it so that they are wanting to go to bed later. Your first thing for your bedtime routine is that you need to, a half hour or so before you want them to be in bed, you should be dimming your lights. You should be having a calming environment, which can be difficult. I know that there are times when you just have to be out and about or something comes up, and I'm not saying to turn things down and never go to anything, but for most of the time, make that half hour before bedtime be a calming experience. Of course, right as I'm about to give you the third suggestion, my battery dies. And then when I got the battery put back in, I forgot to tell you that third suggestion and I moved right on to the fourth one. So here's this third one for you. Give quiet options for your kids to do before they fall asleep. Things like a stack of books to read. Maybe if you have older kids, give them a notebook to have them write down questions or things that they want to tell you in the morning. That way that they're not coming out constantly to ask you things. The fourth tip is to take the toys out of the room. If there's all these toys in the room, it's going to be distracting and hard for them to go to sleep. So take all the toys out, leave just a few quiet toys if you need to, in case they need help falling asleep or they wake up really early, that they have a few items to play with until you are ready to let them come out. And the fifth and the last tip is let them leave the light on for an extra 5 to 15 minutes. We did that with my own son, and it has helped him so much that bedtimes are just piece of cake now. If he's not ready to sleep, we tell him, do you want the light on or off? And if he wants it on, we leave it on for 5-10 minutes, and then at that point we come back in, turn it off, and he goes right to sleep. And it has eliminated that fighting. So I hope that you have found these suggestions helpful for more tips on parenting and children and behaviors and just fun activities that you can do together. Head on over to guidingyourmunchkins.com.